Sometimes beyond our power. And in fact, a lot of our reviewers couldn't even make it here yesterday, as some of them were complaining of hiking transport fare, hiking, transporting themselves to and fro this place. So it was quite tough because the full scarcity is still lingering on. And we beg all those in charge, we beg all the authorities in charge to please help us look into this situation quickly. Because if you still see around, a lot of people are still trekking as far as 20, 15, 20 kilometers to their place of work. Yes, this morning we have all our newspaper ready, and we would like to quickly start with the New Telegraph this morning. The New Telegraph newspaper this morning has a major headline which says, Labour gives federal government May deadline, says 35% salary increase, not minimum wage. That's in the New Telegraph newspaper this morning. Body George, Ogunkelu, others begin reconciliation in Lagos PDP. Yes, that's in the New Telegraph newspaper this morning. I'll go to the Platform Times. The Platform Times newspaper has an exclusive news here which says mothers resort to poisoning children with intellectual disabilities in Ogun amidst hardship. Talks have begun on it. That's according to Ogun State government. Intervention underway, according to PCRC chairman. That's the major news headline in the Platform Times newspaper this morning. Israel-Iran crisis aggravates fuel scarcity in Nigeria. Israel-Iran crisis aggravates fuel scarcity in Nigeria, Ipman says. NLC, TUC issue ultimatum to federal government. Reverse new electricity tariff hike within 1 week. Umahi accuses Peter Obi of inciting Igbo against federal government over coastal highway project. Mother of four hacked to death while intervening in neighbor's dispute. That's for the Platform Times this morning. I'll go to the Salient Times newspapers, and the major headlines there say, your worry is now over. Living wage to be announced soon. Tinubu tells workers. No minimum wage by end of May, no peace. Labour wants Nigerian government. Living wage should be 615,000 naira. Federal government's 35% pay increase mischievous. That's according to the NLC president, Ajero. Why increase in minimum wage won't worsen inflation, TUC says. Yes, let's look at the final news in the Salient Times this morning. Biggest mess created in 2023 was the devaluation of Naira. That's according to Dangote. Yes, the Vanguard newspaper this morning says, Labour gives federal government May 31st deadline on minimum wage. And there's a picture news there in Vanguard newspapers which shows the May Day activity yesterday. And there we have the president of the NLC. We have the vice president of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, and other union leaders there. Banks closed 2 million accounts over BVN, NIN, others. government frustrated negotiation. Anything below 615,000 naira will make workers poorer. That's according to NLC and the first news says your days of worrying are over. Tinubu tells Nigeria. Very, very important for the yes, are also talking about the tussle between the government and the labor unions on the minimum wage. Yes, I'd like to have my first reviewer for the day, and that's in the person of Mazi Rao.
Everybody, good morning to you viewers. I like to throw away my salute to Mommy Modesty. I'm greeting you. I'm greeting Mommy Nkechi Okaro from Ogidi. Mama, I wish you safe journey. Hope you arrive London peacefully. Then I'm greeting someone like High Chief OJ Okwade, Dr. Pope Yamo. Thanking you on your what? Fleet of, let me say, certificates. Quality. Environmental engineer, a back certain one kind of bonge certificate down in Australia. Nigerians are making much exploits in overseas. So, Yamu, Hope, doctor, engineer, everything, we are greeting you. Then, Adedeji, Oga Adedeji, Adegoyenga, Baba Kazim, a Yoruba man that lives in Texas. Oh, Maryland, sorry, sir. I always made that kind of mistake. Then, Oga Cole, I'm greeting you guys. Mami Vare, today, I'm greeting you. Akiko, you guys are wonderful. Paula, you did not come here yesterday because of what? I don't want to present your testimony for you.
We have apologized.
Yes.
Because we've been looking for ways to get fuel for about 2 days. And
oh my God!
Proved abortive until yesterday, and we decided that if we do not get this gas,
oh my God,
it will affect today, it will affect tomorrow, and we just felt, okay, can we sacrifice that yesterday so that today can be better and tomorrow can be a lot more better? And we also realized that a lot of our reviewers weren't able to make it here too, because we called them. Some of them said they got here with 2005.
Oh
and they
my
don't,
God.
Yes, from where they were coming from.
Oh my God.
And some also said they couldn't make it here at all. Because they don't have the
transportation money. You see, it not only affects you in your office, running of the office because you burn fuel on the generator.
We burn fuel 247.
Thank you so much. Then again, your movement is truncated as well. Yes. That is, you pay much money to get to this venue of their platform. So that's likewise all of us. We that came here, everybody came late yesterday, and we could not see Kola Kadech, the anchor of this program, meaning truncation of his transportation, because there's no fuel, no money to pay for such kind amount, transport fare. So we are all entangled. We are all within this problem. Most of the reviewers, they came late yesterday. Someone like me, I came late, lucky. We paid much money coming. So that's why we are saying we have come here again, but we pay from our blood. Honestly, it was much expensive. Transport fare is biting hard right away, right now in Nigeria. I don't know how we are going to get it right. Every filling station, if you go there, from Guinness Garage yesterday to Mobile filling station at Odero, people were queuing. Cars were queuing. And to purchase the fuel, it's going to take you like 4 hours. I didn't understand. From Nationwide to College Road, queue. Long queue of vehicles. Causing even traffic flow on the road. Because each and every few stations, it was so tight, so close.
And it's still lingering till today. And
yes, so it's much.
Yes, the reps have told security agencies to clamp down on the saboteurs that are causing this.
They are hoarding the fuel.
Yes, hoarding the fuel.
So.
Because the NNPC has said this thing will stop by Wednesday. And
today is Thursday.
Going around yesterday, it was quite tough.
Very tough.
Yes.
It has lingered now till today. And today is Thursday. The NSPC promised us yesterday. and we've not seen any good result yet.
Yeah,
On getting to Mobile this morning, it is still something. The way it was on Tuesday, the way it was on Wednesday yesterday, there was much queue. At
somebody,
the filling station.
but you know, somebody has already said this, for it to balance, it will take 2 weeks.
Oh my
And
God.
we've gone like 4 or 5 days into the 2 weeks. Yesterday, somebody says we still have 10 days to go before this fuel scarcity normalizes. Subsides.
Yeah.
So, what can you say about it? When it happens like that, it affects the masses more?
It is affecting me. It's affecting you. Many of our viewers asked of you yesterday. They called me.
Yes, they called a lot of people. Dr. Odunlade, he called me
I know
personally.
Odunlade must call because
it's one of the yesterday, and he also promised that he will relay the message to other viewers in diaspora who were asking him what happened. So that was a challenge we faced yesterday.
So we faced,
although we're still expecting some of our reviewers, they are not here yet, and I know it's due to the transport one way or the other.
So I know it affected you. It affects all of us, and the question you ask me, that is part of it. Do you know why? But I blame the government more. I blame NNPC more. Last year, federal government of Nigeria promised its citizens that the refineries in the Niger Delta region will be operational, working December time, latest December. We argued it among ourselves. We argued it among ourselves. Even we use it first ourselves. We fought each other because some persons were not supporting Kunle that was giving kudos to federal government that everybody should wait on December. We fought ourselves because we say Kunle, here came December. Where was the promise from Mr. President that the refiners will work?
But you see that at times we do not blame Kunle because when the government says something, he holds them by their word. So why not ask the government themselves?
Hey, my brother, so where I'm blaming, whom I'm trying to blame this time around is Mr. President. It is always good to be a charismatic leader. When you say something, do it. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has found it so difficult, very difficult to, promise Nigerians and fail to fulfill. We've been failed. We've been disappointed to see the fulfillment of all his promises to Nigerians. None of them has he redeemed. He said the refineries were going to work. They are going to work. They were going to work December time. Till today, you and I know that refinery in Port Harcourt, the one in Warri, all those refineries in the Niger Delta area region, they are not working. Let alone the so-called world-class Dangote refinery. It's not refining because there's no crude to refine. Nigeria is not getting any crude now from our soil there. Why? Everywhere is dilapidated. Do you know how much money they spent on revamping, renovation of NNPC? Immediately, Tinubu administration kick off. They budgeted billions. They advertised it. Yes, we are refining NNPC. NNPC will take the work shall start in NNPC. The refinery will start working. Blah blah blah. Latest 3 months. Blah blah blah. From 3 months, it get to December. That December, they gave us their word that they would repair refinery. That by December time, it will start working. Now today, my brother, nothing is working. The reason why there is fuel scarcity is that, do you know that we import from Texas as I'm talking to you now?
Ipman said it is the Israeli Iran war that is causing this scarcity in Nigeria.
Okay, I know that Persian Gulf.
Yeah.
When there was Persian Gulf War in 90s, it helped our crude come up. I think we sold $120, highest in the history of this country, and we made that oil windfall. Could you remember?
Yeah.
During Babangida's regime.
Yeah.
And the money today, everybody accused Babangida of hiding the money. I listen to me. So this time around, the war in Israel is just between Israel and his neighbors. It's not the whole Persian Gulf that are fighting, and the American allies, I mean NATO, are not all there. I don't see how it's going to be possible, that Nigerian crude oil, we won't get our crude, we won't revamp or renovate our refinery, and that is what is affecting us. No, Oga. America has oil, they are selling, they have excess. How does it connect from Middle East Europe to the continent of Northern America? The gap is too much. Oga, that one no be excuse. No, it is not an excuse. Oga, before we import fuel from Cote d'Ivoire. I can remember during the Abacha regime when there was this killer fuel that killed many people. They imported it from Cote d'Ivoire. Abacha probed that fuel importation and they stopped it. So this time around, where is Cote d'Ivoire? They are our brother in West Africa. Why going that far to import from Texas, United States? Cote d'Ivoire is a stone throw from Nigeria. See, Oga, all these excuses is what is making APC regime an unreliable regime.
Okay, yes.
Nobody is relying on them again because they will tell you today black, tomorrow they will say blue. If we cannot hold you by your word, it means your regime, your administration is unstable. And we cannot even predict what is going to happen tomorrow. Because somebody will come up and tell you, NLPC is all right now. It will start working. Don't worry, tomorrow it will start working. People will be saying, no, don't listen to him or he's lying. And those people are saying the truth. This is a regime whereby somebody will come out and bring a suggestion that will make the government, policies to move forward. Somebody will say, no, arrest him. He has committed treasonable felony. Why must he criticize government? Why? If the administration is not being criticized by anybody, if you don't have critics all around you, you can't succeed. It is criticism is a stepping stone, is a ladder whereby this administration will use to climb into what? Victory. Because people will proffer solution that will make the regime palatable and what? Good for everybody. But this time around, anytime you criticize, they will say, look at P2B, go and arrest him. Okay, I want them to arrest P2B. Because P2B is the only opposition man. The only critics we have in Nigeria now against Tinubu regime.
Okay,
Atiku is not talking. Kwankwaso is not talking. Sowore is not talking. It's only Obi. Obi should be arrested so that Tinubu will have the right to do whatever he likes. He will run Nigeria as his father's property. I'm telling you the truth.
Do you know that the APC government have never said they won't give room for opposition to express their views?
But they are attacking each and every opposition that comes. Even the one...
Personally, but do you know these attacks are from people personally, not the government? Look at what I was listening to Dave Umahi yesterday when he was addressing stakeholders on the coastal highway or something here. And he was talking about saying this landmark resort, they didn't touch what he paid for. But all those places, and he said he doesn't want to call those places shanties, but they are makeshift structures that he subleased to people. Maybe they want to build, especially a resort that is close to the shoreline. Yeah. They want to do one business or the other.
Coastal line.
And those were the structures they destroyed. And some people had erected semi-permanent structures there that was affected. But everything that belonged to landmark was not touched.
I think destruction, they have started demolition of landmark.
It didn't get to the ones with legal documents.
This is literally, see. They said, listen good.
Okay.
They have started demolition of landmarks. And what government said, according to mine, was that they would pay anybody with the right documents. That people with certificate of occupancy, CFO, should be paid. Yeah. Government should pay them.
And they said that yesterday there was 2.7 billion naira first tranche.
Okay, to pay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. See, what we are saying is that we don't want a government that can say, only saying, not doing. I don't know what I understand. Because that landmark resort you see is over 270 something billion naira and it belongs to Igbo man. If government eventually destroys it and fails to pay Igbo, okay, is another war. Because Igbo people, let me say this: Igbo man should not be only person that will be losing in Nigeria. Everything Igbo man will lose. Everything Igbo man will lose. If they destroy that property, they should pay the man his money. Clearly. I don't think that man will buy a land in that kind of position in Lagos Island without having his right documents. Of course, Landmark Resort is I think it's the biggest in West Africa. So they should have, the biggest of his kind, they should pay him back for what he spent on that structure. Demolition has started. Who says demolition has not started? So they will build, they will construct a coastal rail without demolishing landmarks.
Dave Umahi, whether we like it or not, we will give it to him.
He criticized Obi for voicing out that the much resources sink in that project is not going to be what count for it. What Obi means is that they will loot and loot and loot out of that 15 billion naira. Trillion naira. These people you see, you can never trust them. They lack public transparency and what? Accountability. Oga, 15 trillion will go down to many years. You can't see anything.
When you say they lack public transparency and accountability, have you bothered as a citizen?
Yeah.
It is your duty to check some of
I've been checking. I'm on social media 24 hours. Sometimes I go to Google.
Where do you check? Do you check their websites?
The website of
check the agencies?
Oga, listen and listen good. The construction is ongoing. They have not even done half. So this is just the beginning. Are you listening to me? Let us watch and know how they are going to do it. Because government cannot just come and be doing anyhow as they like. Because Nigerians are complacent and docile, they don't care much to question the appropriate agencies how this government is being run. Even within the government itself. FPC people that are too autocratic, they don't want anybody to approach them and know what is going on. That is not how to run a government. Look at the former USSR. All their critics killed, jailed. Is that the kind of communist government we are running here? Are we running communism here? This is a capitalist state, a democratic dispensation. So we must know what is going on. If that house goes down without paying back that man, it's not good. Without paying him back his money. They are saying they are going to give people with the right document. People without right document should go and hang and die. Is that how to do things? A government should be in place. People must be there to know how it's being run. What is going on? So Umahi attacking Obi, saying all manner of bad things against Obi, fine. Umahi did well in Ebonyi State. That's why Tinubu handed over this ministry to him. Because I believe, everybody believes, Tinubu believes that Umahi will do well. But notwithstanding, people should still criticize him. Criticism is not wrong. Yes, criticism is very, very good. It helps every administration to do what excel.
What David Umahi is saying in essence now is that all this criticism, especially in some of these places that the coastal line will pass, and that are on the roads that they need to shift back, is being politicized. The criticism has opposition back.
And excuse me. Okay. Do you know how far APC went to criticize a PDP government from 1999 till 2015? They criticized and took finger into Jonathan's eyes, calling him many names. Are you listening to me? Threatening the government to start another, run another.
Even the present-day government at that time revolted. There were revolts.
Parallel government, thank you, by Tinubu. Oga Tinubu criticized Jonathan. Why shouldn't he himself be criticized? Oga, he that swallows Sudala seed, the seed of cherry, African cherry. You know what happened? You must consider the shape of your anus. So when you criticize people, you don't want them to criticize you. That's in Yoruba language adages that says, he who pass stone is asking for people in return. It's not good. So we must criticize. We must criticize the administration because all is not going well. As I'm talking to you now,
but some people are looking
today
at...
is 2nd May, and look at everybody's faces. This government is 12 months now. Tinubu was sworn in May 29. Yeah. This is the month. Look at everybody faces. Frustration. Look at the street of Lagos. No movement because, you know what I mean? No much vehicular movement because there's no fuel. That's why you see the road. The road is just like National Stadium. Surulere. Cars, buses, heavy trucks are scanty, very stoking. Because of what? Fuel scarcity. So he said we should not criticize. Government said we should not criticize. Whatever Wike did is right. 278 billion property, the landmark, whatever resort they call it. That's the works. And they should destroy it because it belongs to Igbo man. Nobody should question them, Abi. That man has his right to document. They must pay him.
Thank you.
Oga Kola, let us wait and see what will become of this gigantic project. An immense project that was job breaking. If anybody hears the amount.
Thank you.
Trillions of naira.
Thank you.
We pray that much money out of that amount, staggering amount, will not go down under carpet.
But you won't keep your... As somebody that's criticizing, I do not like the word criticizing, especially when it comes to government affairs.
Government magic.
I will prefer we critique constructively.
Logic,
constructively.
Government magic. Government don't come again with their magic. Then go turn green to black. Then go turn black to white. Government magic.
Thank you
Fela prophesied it in the past. And that is what is going on now.
Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Kule, you're welcome to Bystanders.
Welcome, Mr. Kalbeshe. We expected yesterday, but I think...
yes, we had apologized. I think because I couldn't get across to you. Thank you for always standing by us. We're sorry we couldn't make it around yesterday. We're here today.
Let's thank God.
Okay, so now, federal government has said they will do 35% increase in salary. Nigerian Labour Congress. Labour is saying no, it is either 615,000 naira minimum wage or nothing. And they even threatened a showdown.
Oh, wow. What a big problem ahead. Because I don't know. You see, Mr. Kadesh, the problem we are having in this country now is an enormous one. And the labor demanding for 650,000 per annum. I think they have a right to demand, because when they see the largest of these politicians, what they are pocketing every day, they have a right, they will have a right to demand. And likewise, you look at we citizens that belong to no constituency, who is going to fight for us? That is why the labor issue, I don't want to dabble into labor issue. I've said I'm not going to be dabbling into labor issue any longer.
Our constitution still supports the fact that the minimum wage that government agrees applies to private sectors.
Yeah, really.
So why would you say you don't want to dabble into it?
I'm not state actor as I am now, and I create job for myself. I will be the one to work a minimum wage for myself, deal with the income I'm earning. So what I'm saying is, both governments paying the minimum wage and both the labor crying for more minimum wage. What is the impartation? What is it going to bring? What impartation is it going to bring on the common man that is just on the streets? A common man that is a barber, a common man that is just a welder. What impartation is it going to bring on their lifestyle? That is why the labor issue and government issue, they are bed of same roses. Because when you look at labor, who are the ones that are feeding these politicians? Who are the ones that are giving these politicians guidelines how to run the offices they appointed them to? Who are the ones that are giving them that green light of corruptions? So an average labor that they're saying they want 360, 100,000, 300,000, I can tell you for free, okay, when you go to their offices, you see a level 4, 14, or a level 5 riding a beast, riding a Mercedes-Benz latest model, riding expensive car. What is their salary for? They are all birds of same feather. Both labor, both government, they are birds of same feather. It's only when fights happen, fights of increment in salary, you now start seeing them cry out. I have no sympathy for labor. I have to say it loud and clear. Because labor are part of the problem we have.
You have no sympathy for the for labor.
The labor of this
but
generation.
Do you have sympathy for the government?
I don't have sympathy for any one of them. They should go and settle their problem.
So what you are trying to say is that this 615 they are saying is a conspiracy between labor and the government.
Definitely. You see, you will see the starting of their issues, but you will not see the end. At night now, they will call themselves for meet in emergency meeting. They will end it up. Agero will say, okay, we have suspended the protest. We have suspended for the government we are still engaging, and that's the end. So why will I have a headache on labor that I'm not part of? I'm not benefiting any income from government, and it's labor affairs. Let them go and face their affairs and settle their affairs, because you cannot dabble into it. He will dabble into labor issues, man. It's just wasting his time. Overnight, we know the labor of Bafarawu, we know the labor time of Kokori, we know the labor. Those are the real labor, not this labor of chop labor. We say Ajero's labor. It's not the labor I can even start wasting my time to talk about.
Okay, thank you. Let's look at something happened on Tuesday. Dolphin Estate, Ikoyi Bridge. 86 houses, 86 rooms were discovered under that bridge. And these tenants claim they pay 250,000 naira per annum. Do you remember when Ambode was governor? Ambode wanted to make sure that, except for the security of Lagos, all these under bridge have people who are permanent residents of these places. And we need to fish them out. Now, this is 5 years that Sanwo-Olu has been the governor of Lagos State. And this guy says they've been living here for years. And they just fished them out yesterday.
That's a way. It has been there for a while, for decades. I can tell you, I schooled around that place. I schooled in Government College Ikoyi, that's Osborn, access. And that place is just a criminal area. Even that bridge that leads to Obalende, direct, at night, you see the original landlord, who are the, you see the criminal tendency people that gather there every time. And I think Lagos up their game. Lagos government have to up their game. If not, they will keep saying, are they just telling us they are just discovering that those people have been, languishing there, or have been taking coverage there for a while? Mr. Kadesh, have they just been telling us that? That means they are not doing their responsibility job, the job they should be responsible for. And who are the officers in charge that goes around to monitor all these infrastructures?
Because do you know that, I am saying, that you know that these places where these people live.
Dolphin.
No, it's not only Dolphin. When you look at under Victoria, there are houses there
everywhere.
too.
Yes, homeless houses, homeless people, yes. I get what you're saying.
Do those people who collect rents from them just collect it? Because when you see the structure, when you see how they brought loads out, you will know that these people living, for you to even pay 250 for a single room under the bridge, that means you have enough money.
Those are not, listen.
If you see, do you think the government does not know about it?
I don't think the government know about the parasite of the government.
The parasite. The government in the grassroots. That's local government. Is it possible for them not to be aware?
Those ones may know, definitely. And they will just be using it to settle boys. Their boys, okay, you said, take over this thing. You can start collecting rent for the homeless people there. But to me, Lagos State government must always supposed to be aware of the environment, because that is why when there's environmental degradation, they ought to have people that monitor all those axes. Because when we were in school there, I could remember that on that bridge, they still allow some people to be selling hamala under that bridge, that Obalende bridge. And I think the Lagos State government has to upgrade themselves, and they have to really upgrade themselves, especially Mr. Sanwo-Olu that is in power now. And I keep saying this all over and over. Yes, Lagos State is too vulnerable as it is now for anything to happen, for idiotic things to be happening. How can you allow people to be staying under the bridge and you allocate room by room for them, paying 250?
That's 86. 86 divided by 250,000 naira annually. That's a whole lot of revenue.
Imagine Lagos has to help their game. Lagos has to help their game, and they should. These people they are harboring there, do they know their well-being, their livelihood, what they are engaging in? Do they know what job are they doing? What organization do they belong to? You just put people under the bridge, and they start, turning to another criminals, another terrorists under the bridge there. And see, I don't know. The Lagos State need to help the game, and I've been saying it. It's not that you designate job to just one junior officers. That one will go and sell out and collect bribe and just giving you fake reports. He needs to be sending all this level 16, level 18, that they know that they really want to protect their career under the Lagos State Ministry establishment. They should just know the people they will sack and the people they will retain. They have to help their game. The problem is, Mr. Kadesh, Lagos State is not really on ground to monitor the Lagos they set is Eko Nibaje. And I think Eko Timbaje Lodieje.
Do you not see that as a failure on the part of the APC-led government of Lagos State?
We won't say it's a failure on the APC-led character of an individual that even, mind you, those guys that are perpetrating those acts, they may not even be a party member. They may even be PDP. Yes, we had someone here, they went bystanders, they work under Lagos, they work under Lagos State, and is a senior officer there. He comes here, he tackles the APC, bad by APC. But that does not mean it's not they will lose the job or you will lose the. There are characters like that they are not loyal to the government. They are not loyal. They are only loyal to the government. So such things happen. You can say it categorically. That guy will say it boldly. To the extent I told him, why are you doing this? How about if they get you noted and you lose your job? He said nobody can get sack it because they trust. What's this man called? The other man, Kuro, that gave him job when he was in power as the Minister for Defense, State for Defense. He has a godfather. So Lagos, what's it called? Lagos system of Alausa generally. When you go there, you see their elements of corruption. They are doing a lot of things in the absence of the government. The government doesn't know the majority of all these activities that is happening. The government may not know, may not be aware of it, but it's his responsibility to always be updated on what is on the ground, what is going on in the Lagos area.
Okay, now looking at it now, when you say the government may not be aware, you know on the federal level too, the presidency may not be aware of some of these things. And there's no way the ruling party will be in power and will not have a larger percentage of members of their party in nominations, nominated positions and all that. So are they not the ones who are doing much, who are causing much of these problems for Nigerians?
They are. That's why we say we need to be calling Mr. President out to. Don't just appoint people for appointment's sake. Just make sure you follow them up, and you can track them up, and you get them doing the job you send them to do, so that they will not tarnish your system, they will not tarnish your regime. And as it is, all these jobs they are giving them is not a rocket science because they are being paid for. They are being paid for. If they can handle that kind of job to me, I will do it diligently and I will deliver. Because when you are bringing people down, serious people, into governance, and as I highlight, they are there for their pocket. They don't mind if the whole collapse, if the whole Nigerian collapse.
A lot of people have said it like you, that if they give them positions of authority like that, no matter how small it is, they will make sure that they do it with all their power and might. They will do it with all their power and might, especially to enrich their pocket. What makes you different?
You see, normally, There's what they call workshop.
This your smile
There's,
is different because I know you understand.
there's what they call workshop. You must work before you chop. And I can say it categorically. He will work. There must be benefits. There must be wages.
But
Right?
a laborer is not worthy of stealing other people's wages.
It's not worthy. That is why, if you can just imbibe of what this guy told us, Barack Obama, he said he has to pay his mortgage. When he left government, he finished paying his mortgage when he left the seat of American presidency. And how did he make his money? Through fellowship with some companies, through speech, through honorary speech. They invite him to come and give. He make his money through goodness of some people likewise. And can our leader follow that suit? No. And the problem, I keep saying, we have a problem, we have a syndrome that we never detected, and it's still battling with us. This is kleptomania that we have in our leader. What is not worth stealing, they will steal it. What they don't need, they will steal. What they don't want to be, there are a billion they don't need, they will steal it. So when will they stop that? And the Constitution has to answer that, because once we have a Constitution that is strict Constitution, that if you steal £1, you go to 20 years in prison. If you steal billions, you'll be executed. We will stop that.
Thank you very much.
Yes, it's a pleasure.
Good morning.
Yes,
Welcome to
very good morning to you. Yesterday was very funny. Everybody was just, has to, hide,
from the scarcity of fuel and the expenditure.
It was unbearable, yesterday. Some of us, anyway. Of course, it has become
a norm.
And it's quite unfortunate. Thank you for having me this beautiful
Thursday morning. Yes, Dangote says the biggest mess created in 2023 was the devaluation of the naira. What's your take on what he just said?
No, you see, let me tell you, how the naira was devalued is the issue. They devalued the naira and allowed it to collapse. That's another thing. When you are trying to devalue, why are you allowing the naira itself to collapse? That is the problem. Devaluing of the naira is not a very bad policy, so to say. You devalue. Okay, why is it that the policies you created has made the naira to collapse? So the fact is this, all those factors that has led or that has worked against such policies, what are they trying to do to make sure, those factors that has led to the final collapse of the naira to have a kind of life again? That's what we are talking about. So if Dangote is coming out to say that the greatest, but he is part of the economic team, that was inaugurated recently by the president. I think he should, find a way to, tell Mr. President that coming to the public to disturb our side, because Dangote is one of the problems we had.
But do you know that the devaluation of the naira, basically what the government said was for it to be able to gain a trade opportunity with other countries?
Yeah, bros. They can be looking at it from that angle. That, of course, that should be their aim. Then those factors, it's not about naira alone. Those factors that would have made the naira itself, to stand, and continue to appreciate the dollar. It's not there. So what you end up having, either you struggle to fix the economy, to paint a particular cosmetic picture. That's another thing. Then, or you are trying to see how you can just make a propagandist statement, and see how Nigerians are going to struggle with it. That's another thing. But the fact is this: there should be time for everything. When the time is right for any kind of policy of that nature, of course, when you try it to achieve its end, it will definitely do that. Bro, how would we be talking about devalue the naira when that our domestic economy is dead completely? The productive economy is dead. The infrastructural economy is dead. See, I think the government always do some of these things just intentionally, just to show they are trying to make one thing happen or the other.
We always believe that devaluation of naira is a strong tool to help countries like Nigeria that have been in recession.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. I said before now that it's a very good policy. Of course,
but it has its own evil side. That is ripple effect.
Yes, it's a very good policy, but can it work in an economy like Nigeria? When the IMF, World Bank say devalue, you're putting yourself into trouble. They need to sit down and work out, an economic policy that is best for Nigerian situation. And not necessarily running down to say devalue naira. When you know that about few people has just entirely monopolized the Nigerian market. Somebody like Dangote, everything, when they were selling, when cement was supposed to go less than 3,000 or 2,000, he was selling his own 5,000, 6,000. And outside the country, how much were they buying Dangote cement outside the country?
How much were they buying it?
So that was why a lot of people were trying to tell Tinubu then, to demonopolize the Nigerian market, the Nigerian
demonopolize.
Yes, and I don't allow people to just handle Nigerians the way they are because they have federal government backing. Only Dangote is producing cement, rice, everything. Only one person. Why would they not treat people anyhow?
Okay, now let's look at this Dave Umahi issue. Dave Umahi is saying Peter Obi is inciting the Igbos against this coastal highway project, Lagos to Calabar highway project.
Bros, let me tell you, there has been a lot of criticism about that project running up to 15 trillion. I can remember one particular project of similar nature from Cairo to about 9 countries. We are talking about $1.9 billion. But from Calabar to...
When was that?
I'm talking about last year or thereabout. But from Calabar to Lagos, we are talking about 15 trillion. Atiku has come out public to say, no, this is another white elephant project. At the end of the day, we might not see anything happen in that regard, considering the timing. Another one is coming too, at the same time, from Badagry to Sokoto, under the same Umahi, under the same Tinubu. So there has been a lot of questions whether actually this government actually want to handle leadership the way it's supposed to be. Or how are they trying to prioritize their policies? Do we actually need such elephant projects now when we have millions and thousands of roads that lead to the farmland that are not accessible? How do we now build our domestic economy?
So do you think Peter Obi is inciting the southeast?
That is where I am driving at. Then how did that become an incitement? I think at this point in time, the Igbo leaders, the illuminating minds in Igbo land, should come out openly, and call David Umahi to order. Because at this level now, he is no match to Peter Obi. That's the truth. As a former governor of Ebonyi State, he's supposed to know what is right, unless he's trying to tell us that, he's already under the influence of the Gabanic theory. Then we will understand that. What did okay, ask him now. What is it that Peter Obi said that is an incitement? Is it that Peter Obi said, no, we don't need to do this kind of project when we have millions of roads that are not accessible? And by doing this road, of course, Nigerians are going to lose up to hundreds of thousands of job opportunities.
Like, yes, that's what Peter Obi
Then
said.
secondly, I'm coming, sir.
Okay.
Secondly, you can see the arrogance of that project. Yes, that somebody stood in one particular place and losing over 708 billion worth of projects. And what are they talking about? They say it's coastal line. Bro, do we know that? Do you know how many people that would have lost economic activities as a result of that action? Then talking about it, bro, you do know how government do compensation?
Can we look at it critically? This area, Dave Umahi said it didn't affect the land, the property that has legal documentation. That because it's a resort, a lot of people around the shoreline, he gave them opportunity. He leased that place to them so that they can build makeshift stalls. Do one or two businesses. That it was that place that it affected, and not the legal one that Landmark has.
Bro, have you been able to do your investigation?
I did. I checked it. I saw most of their videos yesterday, and I still see most of those standing structures not touched at all.
No, I try and do it to find this and find out actually, whether demolition has taken place in Landmark.
Demolition took place, like what I saw. Demolition that took place in Landmark yesterday were those ones that were shanties. We don't want to call it shanties basically, but they are makeshift stalls.
Bros,
bars, restaurants that were built around.
Bros, that is it. What I'm talking about. That access is being owned by Paul Onwudnibe.
The owner of Landmark.
Yes, the owner of Landmark, and he has come out openly.
Dave Umahi has even also challenged him that he's not asking him to bring the documents of that place that was destroyed, that was demolished, to him, that he should present it to the media, and we are still awaiting that.
Of course, if Dave Umahi is sounding like that, that means there's more to it. There's a big reservation in that action that it's about to take. When they were drawing that plan, they knew. And of course, if they willingly want to see how they can divert and avoid that place, they can actually do it. It's government. They know how to do it. Considering the kind of resources the man has sunk into that place, over 278 billion. Because it's not a joke. And you're coming, already, that place has been damaged. There's no two ways about it. Anybody that's telling you, no, this and that. In 6 hours, it went down. But the fact, what they're talking about is this, in a situation like this, and a lot of people have come out to critique, even Article 2 has questioned the rationale behind that. And I want you to see it from, there should be more to what is happening in Landmark currently now. Because it can be avoided, concerning that the fact that, that place houses how many people, there are people who are making economic life from there. And Nigerians are not providing anything. Okay, what is the alternative? No alternative. So for Umahi to say, I think Ohaneze should step in and call Umahi to order. And because it's becoming very funny of him.
Okay, finally, before you leave now, Umahi went in retrospect and said when Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State, he did similar things without compensation.
What Peter Obi did was to kidnap all those dens they were using, Fulani men were using in Anambra State to destroy Anambra State. Yes, now Peter Obi was the first governor I know that started destroying kidnappers den in Anambra State. They can make up anything. There is a propaganda we are talking about now. Common ordinary economy. He was not member of the cabinet. How many of them are there as member of? And look at how Nigeria is. They are embarking on that kind of project that has no direct effect on Nigerians at this time around. But these guys are just wasting their time at the end of the day, and that is where it is. And look at what is happening. yesterday was May Day.
May Day.
Yeah, you can see the kind of statement, public statement that were coming out from the likes of the LSC president, TUC chairman, and all that. You can see that now people will start going home with 1 million naira as wage, 600,000 as minimum wage. Now Nigeria will tell you. You understand? At the end of the day, they will not be able to buy pure water from
it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nice having you. Good morning, Mr. Nee. You're welcome to Bystanders at the newsstand.
Mr. Kadesh, I hope you are not facing the fuel scarcity issue.
No, at all. You can see my eyes are red.
If you go to any filling station, just shout, Peter Obi will not be president, and they will sell fuel.
They will sell fuel for me.
In less than 10 seconds.
You don't need the fuel.
In fact, I am going to buy like 30 liters, and I have taken my speaker to shout, Peter Obi will not be president. Showore will never be president. Emilio come, and I will get the fuel.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said he will increase wage by 35%. Labour Congress is saying 615,000 naira or nothing. If not, they insist on a showdown.
Okay. So that is an indication.
It seems to just ate a sumptuous meal now.
Yeah. I just ate.
So because I can see you using your tongue to pick your teeth.
I just finished cassava flakes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So
that must be an international food.
No, it's a Nigerian-made food.
Cassava flakes.
Yeah, cassava flakes. Tapioca. So
Tapioca or gari.
Tapioca.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Okay. You see, the problem I have with labor union is this. Now they are telling us they want to go for a protest because federal government must increase their salary. They are not talking about the fuel hike, right? They are not talking about the insecurity. They are not talking about the instability in the economy. But it is about me, about their salary. So in a nutshell, if the federal government increase their salary, so what people are suffering as regard fuel hike, inflation hike, is none of their business. And this is why the labor union has become a caricature of itself. And this is why I look at Joe Ajero. Joe Ajero is the biggest mistake labor union has sustained till today because he's not brilliant. If I tell you that the greatest of movement the labor unions have had in their lifetime have already had the involvement of the common man. How does the minimum wage affect the common man? You and I, do we belong to that bracket? But we know that what concerns me and you is a fuel matter. But they're not talking about the fuel issue. They are not talking about the price of gari in the market. 1 pint of gari now is 3.5. It used to be 500, right? Before Buhari left, I think Buhari left it at 2,000, but now it's 3.5. The labor guys are not talking about that. They are saying that give us the money so that we can what? Hedge against inflation. And those that don't belong to our circle, they can go and perish. If they perish, they perish. If you give us 600,000, do you know what it means? If the government gives us 600,000, they have been taken away from the masses. So the masses have been left to go and deal with their fate. In Nigeria today, the people under the government are not up to 10 million. I don't even think they're up to 5 million.
Do you know that in the Nigerian constitution, it says that if the minimum wage gets to like that amount, any company, any employer that has about 5 employees must pay it to.
Be it public or private.
Public and private. It does not have to do with public alone. So that means if I run a logistic company now, and my conductor, I'm paying my conductor 615,000 naira monthly. How much will I pay driver?
Okay. CEO, Flip TV. You will pay Mr. Kadesh 615,000.
That's the lowest. So.
You will pay the cameraman 615,000. Probably you'll be collecting like 1 million. I mean, when you are receiving 1 million, me, do you have any business with me again?
Why won't I have? It's my job now.
If I come and meet your guy, give me something inside.
It's possible, even if I don't receive that and you say give me something, because I know you two will give me when I ask.
You will not feel the pain again.
Oh, okay.
We cannot think alike again.
But you think that's the way forward?
I
Because
am telling you that a labor union has been existing since the 70s. And if you take a look at successful protests they've had, it was because the labor leaders came out for a common need of the people. It wasn't because of their own personal interest.
Like somebody has said,
When Oshiomhole was the labor union president, he came out about Obasanjo. They came out for common interest. The woman selling pure water, how does that affect her? But she's suffering from high increase in price of fuel. It's as simple as that. So you can see our labor union, I mean, they are dead and gone. They are not intelligent. So I have said it before now. Joe Ajero was the biggest mistake. The first mistake was he politicized labor union. Then secondly, he is majoring on minor. Do you know that if inflation can be brought down, your current minimum wage will still be sufficient for you? If they can take the inflation rate back to at least maybe 15%, the minimum wage that you are earning, which is 30,000 or 40,000, will still be fine, right? And that will have an overreaching effect. It will cut across board. Everybody will be what? Be fine. And everybody will have that sense of belonging that yes, labor union is a mouthpiece of the people. But in this instance, labor union are only speaking for their own self. And that is where they are getting it wrong.
so you mean Labour are just speaking for themselves?
No, it is obvious. I'm sure
think,
nobody have told you this.
What would you have thought Labour should ask for?
I am sure nobody have told you what I've said. Most people who are supporting it. But you see, you have to be circumspect. You have to be circumspect, Mr. Kadesh. Joe Ajero said, increase or we go and protest. That day, who are the people that will go and protest? Workers that are working with state and federal governments. What about the common man on the streets? But if you say that you want to go for protest, for hike in price, for inflation, I mean, this federal government has a lot of issues that we can protest against them. They promised us a lot of things when they came out with these subsidy palliative measures. They never fulfilled any, right? They never fulfilled any. And labor union is quiet. They said that they were going to launch a lot of measures to ameliorate the pressure. They said they were going to pay some money. They said they were going to distribute some grains. I mean, all this is, there's no transparency, and labor union was quiet about it. So I'm not taking labor union seriously, my brother.
You are not taking Labour union seriously. Would you have advised them that even if they want to increase, they shouldn't get up to this point? Because how would you think from a 30,000 naira, they will just shoot up to 615, even if it is negotiable?
It is unrealistic.
Very unrealistic.
That's true. But like I said, the fight for the interest of the country, all right, is above the fight for minimum wage for state government workers. Everybody is laboring in Nigeria on a daily basis. So regardless of if you are working with the government or you are not, your interest is what the labor union should fight for. On this issue of fuel hoarding, fuel scarcity, what is the statement of labor union? On this issue of when we had cement price hike, what was the statement that we received from labor union? On insecurity, what were the actions labor union took? Or are farmers not part of the laborers? Anybody that wakes up in Nigeria on a daily basis that is, going for the progress of this country, provided you are not a terrorist, the labor union must capture your interest. If I am a farmer, if I am a cattle rearer, if I am a pastoral farmer, are you with me? The question is, labor union mandate must capture my interest.
It's 35 increase in salary, 35% increase in salary.
Well,
What is your take on his own angle?
well, well, let's wait until then.
He
But
said it takes effect from yesterday, 1st of May.
so is the 35% increase the living wage?
No, he said he will announce the living wage
When?
soon,
How soon?
very soon.
That is lack of transparency. Okay? That is lack of transparency. A government that told us that Waterfall Refinery was going to work as at March, and here we are, we're in May. Not one single drop of PMS has been refined. Don't forget, I defended this administration. I voted for this administration.
Yes,
But I have every right to criticize them constructively.
constructive.
You told us that the refinery will work by March. Initially, you said December, it didn't work. Then you gave us excuses. And then by March, nothing yet. Okay, what is the issue? You are not communicating, right? You are not enlisting the constitutive factors why that refinery is there to work, right? Now you say you will announce the living wage. When? Nobody knows. Nobody can defend that. I cannot defend that. I don't know if that will ever come. Soon can be in next 1 year. The question is, will the workers accept what has taken effect yesterday? When they accept it, then probably for another 2 years or 3 years, that issue of living wage will die a natural death, and nobody will discuss about it anymore.
Realistically, what do you think this government can do
In terms of what?
with this wage increase? Because let's look at the 615, it's out of it. Now, realistically, what do you think the government can do that can at least help the Nigerian workers?
If, as of 2019, the minimum wage in dollar equivalent was $86, right?
86,
Yeah, that means in terms of 30,000, right? When you convert it to dollars, it was around $86. So the best I think they would have done, or the easiest they should have done, is take that same value, convert it to the naira value, and pay it as minimum wage, which is $86 times, let's say 1.2. So if they do that, and that would be around maybe 90,000, 95,000. If they do that, I think that's still
Fair deal.
a fair deal, right? But of course, and then Nigeria has the money. Nigeria has the money.
Thank you very much,
Welcome.
Mr. Lee. Nice having you. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Pastor Matthew.
Thank you for having me.
Dave Umahi has been saying that Obi is inciting the evils against the coastal highway project, especially in the area or what affected landmark.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
I think I've read it, but I've not seen the evidence he's bringing forward. It's
The
just like,
evidence who is bringing forward?
I mean, Dave Umahi.
Dave Umahi.
Because it's just like he's trying to score political points. He wants to continually be in the good book of Mr. President. Because I think the best way to be in the good book of Mr. President is to cast aspersion on Obi. I think that's the new trend. But I don't know how long that can fester. Because when he made the allegation, I expected as someone of his status. We are talking of a former governor of his state, an engineer, who I even admire because he performed so well as a governor of Ebonyi State. You understand? And when I look at the list of ministerial nominees, he's one of those people I say yes, if he's given a good a position that fits into his area of endeavor that she's going to do well. And good thing they gave him works. And he's an engineer, I think civil engineer for that matter. So I have no doubt that he will do well. But on this particular issue, I think he's playing politics. Except otherwise, he come forward with evidence why he feel and Obi is inciting the Igbos against this administration. If he's not able to come forward with evidence, empirical evidence for that matter, personally, I will not agree with him.
Okay, in all the studies and the research that you have been making, have you thoughtfully looked at it that this landmark demolition, partial demolition, is legal? Or not
No,
legal?
the issue is naturally, if you want to build structure, there's a natural setback. I cannot remember the meter from the road. There's a natural setback.
I think for
But that notwithstanding,
lines about 250 meters.
that notwithstanding, if you have legal document of a property within that environment and you get approval from government, it's not out of place for government to pay compensation. Let's even say the place you're occupying has nothing to do with it does not violate any federal government project. Let's say it's even your ancestral home. Federal government have right to come there and negotiate with you to use it if it is genuinely needed for development. Even when state government gives certificate of occupancy, they have right to revoke it.
Yes.
If you have structure there, if it's legal, they can pay compensation. I've seen so many conversations around this. It's not every time you criticize. Federal government have right to demolish structures that is standing the way, right of way of any federal government project. So long as federal government is willing and ready to pay compensation for properties that have licenses. But if you look at what Umar is saying, he said that they have even gone ahead to even pay compensation to those that would not have even right documents. I don't know how true is that. If that is true, that is not. No, what I'm saying is they are even paying compensation for even those that do not have the right documents. Yes. That do not have even the right documents. That are even paying their compensation. I don't know how true is that. If that is true, I think that is magnanimous enough from the federal government. But what I can say is that as Nigerians, as people who want to maybe as developers, look at Eastern laws before you erect structure. And when you erect structure, when you are erecting structure, make sure you are not violating any known law. So that if need be for government to use that place, you know that you are negotiating from point of strength, from point of legality. Not that you will be begging and whipping public sentiment. I'm not saying the man who have the resort do not have documents, but that is not to say that that project should not go on because somebody have investment. The right thing to do is make sure that that person is adequately and appropriately compensated. Because that person may have gotten resources, money, may have gotten credit facility from financial institutions to build that structure. So if you not demolish it without, I understand the place must have been insured, but if you demolish it without appropriate compensation, it means the person may not have the capacity to even pay back. So at the end of the day, the money is deposited money in a particular bank, that bank may be affected. So I think it's a win-win situation for all, if you ask me, if the government do the right thing.
Okay, now, Dave Umar has said, he said he knows there are documents for that landmark, but not to the extent where these makeshift stalls were built.
I do not have the details. I don't speak on issues.
You've not seen the
no,
video.
What I mean is not about the video. It's about the authenticity.
Because it still stands on the fact that the structures were not, the major structures were not touched.
No, when it comes to legality, when it comes to the law, I think it's not whether sentiment should not come in at all. But if you are looking at how to strike balance, looking for a political solution to an issue is a different thing. So what I'm saying in essence is, I don't have access to the documents to know whether those makeshift we are talking about violate Eastern laws or whether they were approved to build. I don't have that record.
Okay, thank you. Now, still on this Dave Umar issue and Peter Obi. Dave Umar has said even when Peter Obi was governor, he demolished some properties without compensation.
You have right to criticize. It's using his right to criticize. I don't have issue with that.
Peter Obi has rights to criticize.
Even Anuma, you have right to criticize, but whoever is criticizing, let it be objective.
Objective criticism.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, looking at this, Tinubu has said 35%. 35% increase. What can you say?
What does that translate into? Can you phantom the amount it translates into? Maybe
All
60,000
earners.
or so.
Yes, that means level 1.
If you are looking at 60,000, I'm going to tell you that Nigeria of today is grossly inadequate. That's the truth. Even as decision as something proposed, this decision as something thousand proposed by organized labor is not outrageous. But the implication is that it's going to lead to hyperinflation. So what government needed to do before effecting any salary increase is to address money in circulation. Because if you push out such money, definitely inflation will increase. But the truth is, if you look at the purchasing power of Naira now, I think I tried to go through the analysis given by Jero, how they arrive at 650,000. If you subject the analysis to scrutiny, you know that they are not asking for too much, to be quite honest with you. But in Nigeria, today, is it feasible? Government will not. But if you are looking at 60,000, I will tell you it's grossly inadequate. If government can make 20, let's say 200,000, or let's say around 200,000, I think it will be fair enough. But let me say this.
Okay, go ahead.
Government seems to be deceiving labor. I understand that Tinubu was not there yesterday. He was represented by Shettima. But it's assumed that he came because Shettima represented him. Look at this, what Shettima said. He said the tripartite committee have not concluded on the amount. And this is something that started more than 3-4 months ago. How long did it take federal government to arrive at 70 billion to enhance the working condition of new members of National Assembly? As we speak, has that money not been disbursed?
It has been disbursed.
Has it not been expended? Federal government before now promised to give 8,000 to each for about 3 months to vulnerable Nigerians. Don't forget that before the government came on board, the Bureau of National Statistics made us to decide that about 110 million Nigerians are multidimensionally poor. Federal government hit after before now promised to give 1 billion to about 75 companies to governance economic activities as a way of improving our GDP. Have they done that? No. Federal government before now promised to give 500,000 and 1 million to a good number of small-scale and medium enterprises as a way of cushioning the effect of subsidy removal on gasoline, the one we popularly call fuel. Did they do it? No. So why will someone now believe that government is sincere with labor? Why is it taking too long to arrive at a particular amount they want to pay? Whatever amount they have in mind, they should come up with it. Why are they tarrying so long?
Okay, now, in what labor is asking for, do you not think instead of labor putting figure into it, they should ask for value? Let me cite an example of when Marwa was the governor of Lagos State. He did as far as getting free buses for teachers, subsidized meals at canteens, healthcare and everything for all these people. And so their salary, they were able to put it into judicious use for other things.
Let me jump in. You know why I'm jumping in?
Why?
Federal government before now have promised labor that they were going to roll out vehicles that run on CNG. At the point they made us understand they were going to spend the humongous amount around 2 billion of naira. At the point they made us understand they were rolling out about 3,000 vehicles. Have you seen anyone on the road? You have been asked.
Not yet.
So why would one not believe government, or why would a labor start engaging government in that directive?
Okay, do you not see conspiracy between the government and labor? Forget all these things that we're saying.
Against their members?
No, it's possible.
I cannot say whether there's conspiracy or not. I don't know.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, you look as if this government is thriving on propaganda, deceit. Because if you have made so many promises, you are afraid to redeem it. What will now give me the confidence that if you make another promise that you will redeem it? It's unfortunate that the labor have some persons who are piloting the affairs of the organization currently that their style of leadership is questionable. Because Ajero of late has started dancing funny dance in the public, trying to take over the leadership of Labour Party. You begin to wonder how serious is this one to fight for his members. So for me, I think federal government should give the workers a living wage that is commensurate with what the present reality in our economy.
As a landlord, if I know you as a civil servant that your salary has increased to 200,000, and maybe your rent before that time was 65, do you know I will increase it?
No, it will have multiply effect. Nobody's arguing. It will have
In all
multiply.
areas.
It will definitely going to have multiply effects, and the government should be prepared for that. But however I look at it, there is need to increase their wage.
Okay.
Because you are looking at 30,000. How much is a bag of rice? You know how transportation have increased of late. The person, if it's a family of 5 or 3, 4, as the case may be, the school of the children, the education of the children is there. Utility is there. Feeding is there. And you're talking about 30,000. Let's assume somebody is working at Ikeja. He's staying in Oba here. From here to Ikeja is 300 naira going. That is if you get to the bus stop, you do not need to enter any other transportation. So to and fro is 600. But if you need to enter another transport from the bus stop to where you work, let's say 100 naira, you would have spent 400 naira going, 400 naira coming back.
That's 800.
800. So in a month, you are looking at more than
24,000.
And the person is earning 30,000. We have not talked of feeding. We have not talked of healthcare, accommodation. So I think it's wickedness on the part of government to allow workers earn 30,000 in the face of the current reality.
Okay, thank you. Now let's look at the final question before I let you go. Dangote has said the biggest mess created in 2003 was the devaluation of the naira.
Come again.
The biggest mess created in 2003 was the devaluation of the naira.
Personally, I've always been of that view. Because my own perspective is this. Naturally, you earn dollar by producing and exporting. So by deliberately devaluing naira, by floating the currency at the official window, makes mess of the whole economy. I understand the argument of government. They want more money. And they cannot deny the fact they are getting more money because they have told us that they are getting additional 4 trillion from floating naira at the official window. But the argument is, to what extent does it translate into better welfare for Nigerians? They equally made us understand that subsidy rumba on gasoline is earning them another 4 trillion. The argument is, to what extent are they utilizing it to better the life of ordinary Nigerians? If they have not done that, was it not better they sustain the subsidy and lessen the burden and suffering of the common man on the streets? So to answer your question directly, devaluing naira, the time they did it was not appropriate. The time they needed to do it was when we started producing so much to export to foreign exchange, so that when you float naira at the official window, it will not make any difference. We are an import-dependent economy. Crude is our major source of foreign earning. As we speak, federal government is trying to ramp up our crude production by trying to maybe curtail crude theft and all that. But they are not thinking of how do we cultivate wheat to start our maybe bring back our flour mills back to life. How do we cultivate cotton to start bringing back our locally manufactured fabrics, to start having our raw material from here to run our textile industry? I've not seen any conscious effort in that. Remember the last time Obi went to that forum where Niger State Governor unconsciously started applauding him? All the takeaway from that gathering, what are they doing with it? It's a question you need to put forward to them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Nice having you. Yes, you're welcome. That's another obedience in the house now. You're welcome to bystanders at the newsstand.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Obi has said what the coastal line and the demolition and all that is doing at the moment is going to make Nigerians, some Nigerians, lose their daily earnings, bring more unemployment to the society.
That is the fact. Over 4,000 direct job losses. That landmark project, over 4,000. I'm talking now, over 4,000 direct job losses in a government where there's hardship, there's poverty, and there's no job in sight. I'm not talking about indirect job now. I'm talking about over 4,000 direct job. You know, Peter Obi is somebody that he believes in prudence. Understand? He's somebody that believes in all your major roads are not good. And I say, I'm talking about 80% of major roads in Nigeria. East West Road, this major interstate road are not good. Then the first thing you thought of is to do a coastal line. What was the bidding process? Who did they award the contract to? Fella said, party government. I told people, do not vote for somebody that after election is going to start rewarding his cronies with contracts. I told them when I was campaigning. Now you are seeing it. What was the bidding process? Did you see the bidding process? Now who did they give that job to? 8 years, over 70 trillion naira. To do a coastal line. And now they're not starting from landmark. 4,000 direct job losses. I'm not talking about indirect jobs. And then you hear a minister from the southeast. That minister should not forget Oja Sokorocha. Where is he today? David Umahi said my leader, because I am the spokesman of the obedience in this place. He said my leader, Peter Obi, is inciting people against the people of this. How now? How has he incited people? It's not the fact that there's job losses. Is that not the fact? There's job losses. I mean, direct one as we know. How about direct job losses in that particular side? You understand what I'm saying? Where now, as we are seeing, as we are talking now, there is no job now in Nigeria. I mean a living job. Because 30,000 naira minimum wage, how much they call it? Now, with the fuel increase now, how much somebody is going and come now is 800, 24,000 in a month, 30,000 minimum wage. How that person is going to survive? We can't stop. We can't go to deceive ourselves like this. So I was reading what Peter Obi when he was putting out that tweet with fact when David Umahi is trying to like compare his own demolition. He said no, we remove obstacles, not outright demolitions of the building. That's what Peter Obi said.
That obstacle was done in demolition.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain what you mean by that obstacle?
Well,
what your master Peter Obi means by the obstacle?
Yes.
Because some places were destroyed, were demolished. But when it comes to democracy, we use English to translate a lot of things.
Even let me give you an example. Even here in Lagos, sometimes they want to do a road, and what they will just do is to mark out, the fence. They remove it. They leave that house, and even some houses, they as in house that goes long, they just remove some part of it and leave the rest. And whereas another person want to do that same thing, it destroys the whole house. Is it the same? It's not the same. See, Peter Obi is a prudent. I know what I'm talking about. He's a prudent. That's why they call him a stingy person. Okute, hey, Jesus Christ, a very stingy. That's why they call him stingy. He's too prudent. Baba will manage your resources.
Will you say somebody that's prudent is stingy? Somebody that is stingy is a negative thing. He does not want to help.
No.
But somebody that is prudent will help you and make sure that area is helping you make judicious use of it.
Yes.
So you said Peter Obi is stingy.
No, I said it's prudent. I said Peter Obi is prudent. They said that it's stingy, that they don't want a stingy person. That they want somebody that money will be flowing. That's what they said before the election. They said they said two of the candidates, money will be flowing. They mentioned, they said Atiku Abubakar and Tinubu, any of them. But that Peter will be too stingy, money no go flow. I said, would you rather have someone that will manage your resources? Or somebody that you will think money is flowing, but whereby there is high level of corruption that people do not get to you. No, they said let money flow. Now, is the money flowing today?
Okay, now, so what do you have to say to those who voted on the other side and left where money won't flow? What do you have to tell them now?
No, is it for Peter Obi?
No, you said some people said for Peter Obi money won't flow.
No, that money will, yes, now and I still
But for
stingy.
other people,
Money go dey flow for street. They said
now, what advice do you have for those people who voted for where money is supposed to flow and they are facing it now?
Me personally, I'm not disappointed in Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Why?
Do you know why? Baba did not campaign. And even the campaign, Baba was speaking in tongues. You understand? Baba was talking about Bala Blue and Bulaba. Till today, I've asked them what's the meaning, they cannot tell me. Baba went to Chatham House. They asked him questions, he was delegating questions to them. And you see people that follow politicians. See, if you give a Nigerian man money, I said it yesterday, they will tell you devil is Lord. They were even packing the way they said that means Tinubu shows that he's a team player. They were asking somebody a question that up to when they asked Tinubu, how old are you? He had to collect a paper to reveal his own age. You know what I'm saying? So somebody like that. So, but you said they will not tell you, no, Baba has teamwork. That's why when they ask him security, will find answer. They ask him something. I said no. You should be able to answer a question by yourself. When Peter Obi was talking from, he was saying from consumption to production. He keep on saying the same thing. He was telling them in the north that you have vast farmland. Instead of you coming to Abuja to be collecting this monthly allocation, this is your farmland. You can turn it to resources. Tinubu went to Kano and said one word: I want to dance. That Kano is the biggest economy in the north. It has the most population. Tinubu just said, I want to come to Kano to dance. So people, they still defended that statement. Now look at, is that money flowing now? Money cannot flow because of what we should have done. If Nigeria had been moving little by little from consumption to production, if Nigeria, for example, see, let me tell you, if you have a problem and you acknowledge it, you cannot heal from it. I told you that. My father used to tell me, if they are deceiving you, it is good. Don't deceive yourself. We have seen the minister, Tinubu spokesman, Bayo Onanuga, he has deleted 3 tweets now. 3 tweets. The last one was on my ex. 600 million. I was the first person to say, because we have this information that this deal is a lie. I was insulted in that place when I told them this thing is a lie. With the obedience, we have information. That's why very soon they are going to ban Twitter very soon. We have this information. They say it's a lie. Now even Maersk themselves, what they said is a news to Maersk. You don't understand? It's like somebody said that Mr. Kadesh gave me money. I'm not saying that Mr. Kadesh don't give me money. Even you now said, even me, I'm just saying that I gave you money. So that news is a news to Maersk itself, and immediately they have 4% loss on that company. I'm telling you the fact. Now that man has come to delete it. Before he said Dubai is back, they were jumping and happy. Is Dubai back today? You cannot. Yes, God bless you. You can. I said you can win election by propaganda, by violence and everything, but you cannot run government by propaganda. It will show. You are only good to be in opposition. You can be doing propaganda as opposition. That one is different. But to be in government, you have to be ready for the job, because what we see in the newspaper is not what we are seeing in our own life experience.
You said something that if Peter Obi had been the president, though it may not happen overnight, it will work gradually.
Yes.
Now, are you expecting this to happen overnight with Tinubu?
Like I said,
don't you want to give it a chance to do it gradually too?
Somebody asked me a question. I always have perfect answers to questions. He said, if Peter Obi had been the president of Nigeria today, what would he have done? All of them are the same. I said I'll give you 2 answers. Do you stay in Lagos? He said yes. I said good. When Fasola came in as Lagos State Governor, to me that's the best Lagos State Governor. When he came in, unless you're not in Lagos, you know how Lagos looks like. I'm from Oshodi, a place where in the afternoon, I'm telling you fact here, Agbe will slap you and collect your goods. Nothing will happen. I'm from Oshodi. Yes. When Fasola came in, the same Agbe today, they ran away. Then there was leadership. I told him how there was discipline in Lagos under Fasola. In that 1 year, you saw changes. Now I go to Abia State. Go and ask the people of Abia State now, how are they feeling under Alex Otti? If Alex Otti had not been announced as the winner of the election in Abia State, they would have been asking him, what would you have done if you had been the governor? But thank God for Professor Inena Otti, that lady that refused to be blackmailed. She said, I was bribed, I was intimidated, but I'm going to announce the rightful winner. Now the rightful winner is the governor. Go to Abia State and now ask them what is the man who would have done different. He's doing well. You understand? So in that 1 year, what we want to see just positive change. Yaradua, that's my own best president. May so rest in peace. When he became president, what did he do? Fuel was 65 naira. He removed 10 naira from it. Petrol was sold 15 naira. Things were okay. Under Yaradua, in less than 1 year, was it not 1 day that Tinubu said fuel subsidy is gone? That we are facing this problem. So you don't need 1 year. What you want to see now is change. I've given you the example of Tinubu's Minister of Interior. He's performing well. Does he need 1 year?
How would you rate
Oh,
David
Jesus. Because in Ebonyi State, I'm not from there, but when I saw the quality of road the man did in Ebonyi State, good. I love the portfolio he's been given to by the president. And for now, no, to me, maybe apart from the political statement that he made, he's on the right track. Yes, if you mind to me personally, he's on the right track. It's just like even Wike too. Wike as a person.
His rhetoric.
When you talk, there are some words I do, you don't talk. You work on the man, so just keep some things. Let your work speak for you. Do you understand? Like Wike too, like David Umahi, and like that Minister of Interior, they are doing well. I think not in this one administration. Is it up to 1 year? Do you understand what I'm saying? So we don't need 1 year. Like we just want to see something positive changes. Then when we see that, we can be able to talk about it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So let me quickly have Oluwawan before we close. So in one word, good morning, Mr. Oluwawan. In one word, what can you say about what Labour is asking for, 615,000, and government saying they have 35% to increase the salary?
First and foremost, I don't even have enough energy to tell this. I have stomach problem. See, when we're talking about Nigeria government is a scam home. They can't help. You see, we need a rotation because these people we are seeing, they are not the real people that we're supposed to have.
You are dull this morning.
I say I have a stomach problem for the past 3 days. You understand? You see,
you've not been able to feel well.
Yeah, no, but my stomach is getting me problem. I don't understand. You understand? But only God will take care of it. Amen. You see, the government, they are not forthcoming. See workers, they are still negotiating. How long will they be negotiating? Not the war, not can ban. When you not can ban, they go do say technology. I think people say technology.
When you press it,
the light will come outside. It's order. They will not be doing wuru.
So that was a borrowed word from Nigeria.
Yes. Technology, yes. It's a perfect association language. Okay. So the president is from that region. So you know the reality to do. Why don't you do it? All those one is manage, their criminality department talk. Let the workers see what it will give you. Face it, approve it. Everybody going away. Will they be doing meeting every day? How long? Let's see, they suffer, they go hungry, they go kill and they go. They tell and say, tomorrow meeting, postpone. Do the reality. The reality is there. The money is there. Don't cover us money to unnecessary budget. See the whole federal road. No one go ahead. The whole federal road, no one get ahead. Everybody, that's why kidnapping get free day. Because motor will be slowing the express. Motor is supposed to speed. But when motor now slow, everybody come outside and say, hey, stop there. You will stop. Because the road is not good. Okay, now I want to do coastal something. Trillions of naira. How long? That is a 419 language. It's a 419 language. Trillions of naira. And Nigeria is upside down. Nothing is good. You are just bringing language, high language. So language 100 years, not going to come to pass.
Do you believe organized labor is fighting for the people, or the leaders of that labor fighting for them?
You see, what your question have answer, because labor already spread their name. Because APC, PDP, and Labour Party. Labour Party now is a party. But Nigeria Labour Congress is not a party, but they now inflate themselves to that party. They don't become law, umbrella cover themselves. They became problem to the government. They became problem to themselves. Now the government now using your tools to divide their labor. So now the labor is not have teeth anymore to bite. They can only be woo. They can't bite. When we have labor in those days, they bite. They bite in those days. What blow similar to the higher profile for everywhere? Because he bite. To the essence of Obasanjo, the strongest man. Osimole the bright and say, now today we will meet ourselves. But today we call na zero. Nobody's labor. They are dismantled labor. Labor say A, TUC say B, I didn't understand. I didn't also to work for the interests of Nigeria. But now, Owo Akpo, Ghana must go divide the situation. You and I are now left to suffer alone. Who will fight for us? Only God.
Who will fight for us?
Only God. And God will checkmate them for us. Because the one we have as a labor that will say, no, it's not divided by a bag of money. So we are in very big trouble. Very, very big trouble. And I believe God will solve us.
Amen.
It's only God. Because those people, they don't believe in God. Their heart is not for you and I. Their heart is for their own self and their family unborn. But God will checkmate them in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much to all viewers and all our reviewers from across the globe. We appreciate all standing with us all the time. We want to start going now. We say thank you to all those who have contributed one way or the other to today's program. We know that without you, there can't be bystanders at the newsstand. And without our viewers, without our reviewers, there can't be bystanders at the newsstand. We'll continue to appreciate your good works. We'll continue to appreciate your support. We'll also continue to appreciate your encouragement. I want to say bye for now. My name is Kolade Pola in Kadesh. See you tomorrow.